Many people think childhood trauma has to look extreme to count. They imagine obvious abuse, constant chaos, or major events. But trauma isn't defined by how dramatic something looks from the outside. Trauma is defined by how unsafe your nervous system felt on the inside. And many adults are walking around carrying childhood trauma without ever realizing that's what it is. So today, let's talk gently about how to recognize it. Not to blame the past, not to relive pain, but to understand yourself with compassion. Childhood trauma often shows up not as memories, but as patterns. You may notice it in how you relate to others. For example, if you struggle with abandonment, if silence makes you anxious, if you feel deeply unsettled when someone pulls away, that can come from growing up without consistent emotional safety. If you learned early on that love felt unpredictable, your body may still be bracing for loss, even when nothing is wrong. Another sign of childhood trauma is people-pleasing. If you feel responsible for other people's emotions, if you say yes when you want to say no, if you fear disappointing others more than betraying yourself, that often comes from learning that love had to be earned. As a child, you may have learned that being easy, quiet, helpful, or agreeable was how you stayed safe, and that survival strategy followed you into adulthood. Childhood trauma can also show up as emotional numbness. If you struggle to feel joy, if you disconnect when things get intense, if you feel detached instead of emotional, that doesn't mean you're broken. It often means your system learned to shut down because feeling was once overwhelming. Numbness is not a flaw. It's a form of protection. You might also recognize childhood trauma in how you handle conflict. If confrontation makes your chest tighten, if raised voices feel unbearable, if you freeze, shut down, or immediately try to fix things, your body may still be responding to an old environment where conflict felt unsafe. Your reactions are not overreactions. They are learned responses. One of the quietest signs of childhood trauma is feeling like you're too much or not enough at the same time. Too emotional, too sensitive, too needy, but also never quite good enough, never quite chosen. These beliefs don't come from nowhere. They often form when a child's emotional needs were minimized, ignored, or inconsistently met. Here's something important to understand. Recognizing childhood trauma is not about blaming parents or caregivers. Many people did the best they could with what they had. This is about naming your experience, so you can stop judging yourself for how you learned to survive. If any of this resonates, take a breath. You don't need to figure everything out today. Awareness is the beginning of healing. And healing doesn't mean reliving the past. It means learning how to create safety now. You are not weak for being affected by your childhood. You are human. And the fact that you're listening, learning, and reflecting means you are already breaking cycles. Be gentle with yourself. You are healing even when it doesn't feel like it yet. I am allowed to understand my past without being trapped in it. I am learning safety. I am healing.